But I was going to say it's beyond just prosperity. How can you find the motivation when you can't even get into a good um, rhythm? You can't even get into you can't even find a good flow of life because you're stuck in the suburbs, which are incredibly lifeless, or you're stuck in a city where it's just all disorder, but yet you're still in a society where problems have to be solved. How do you find, it's really confusing. When you boil it all down, it could put you in a state of anxiety because everything seems impossible. And guess what? It is. It is. We're living in like an impossible, declining society, you know? Look at what they're doing in the East right now. At least things are growing out there. They still have I'm sure they still have some kind of modern dilemma, but at least there's the infrastructure is flourishing. There's enough prosperity where people could find the motivation to um, to be a part of society and just uh, solve problems and just do the things that need to be done to keep things afloat. But you really wonder here. You really wonder how people are going to find the motivation because what's the incentive? It's a genuine question. Yeah, you wonder how our problems and every general thing, how is it going to be solved? How is it going to be solved when people don't have the motivation? Because you're in a society where you can't find much prosperity. So that's a source of anxiety, I think, for everyone. How what's the motivation when you're in a society that is it's truly declining? You know, so I was just thinking, people people want pros people want to prosper. They want prosperity. I think everyone wants that. But I was thinking, genuine prosperity, it has a lot more to do than just money and material things. Education, um, I mean, that's actually just, yeah, being educated, I think, has more value in the end than having something where you can stand alone, you don't depend as much, because money can come and go, but do you have something that stands alone in time? Okay, that's real prosperity. But if the infrastructure isn't growing properly, there should be a good commonwealth of prosperity. Like there should be a good prosperity for everyone going on that has nothing to do, that has nothing to do with how much money you make individually. So yeah, we're in this Western civilization where there's just not, on the whole, there's not much prosperity going on. The cities are falling apart. The values are falling, like everything's kind of falling apart, and it's the same in the UK. It's the same in England, especially the English speaking countries. You know, everything's kind of falling apart. So on the whole, there's not prosperity. There's much more decline. So then what are you supposed to do as an individual who, naturally you feel you must you must pursue something that has value. You must, you know, do something that's correct and good and has, and yes, you got to have some material wealth, but beyond that, you just have to find some kind of thread of genuine prosperity, So it's a challenge. It's not like, I mean, look, I'm drinking out of a plastic can. You know what I mean? You know, um, I'm drinking out of a plastic can. I finally found prosperity. So cheers. Cheers to that. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. All right. But just one more thing.